Guys, hello, and welcome to your February videos, and welcome to Aquarius season, where, needless to say, things get a bit weird and strange and otherworldly. So, as always, guys, I have a little intro video for you, and I want to explain the look. Where my Naruto fans at? Got my little headband. So I would have loved to dress up like an alien or some sort of weird figure for you guys. But I'll have to save that for when I get further in my journey. But what I was able to do is bring out my mist headband. And of course, you know me, I love themes, I love symbolism. So in my videos for February, I'm going to be wearing this mist headband. This is a Naruto headband for those of you who are Naruto fans. I am going to say I have not watched Naruto as much as I would like to. But this headband was given to me as a gift by a Gemini, my Gemini brother-in-law, and it was years ago. I had no idea really what it meant, but it was so cool. And my brother, he always wore a leaf one. He always wore one, so I always took an interest in that. Like, ooh, what's on your head? Like, that's so cool, you know? So he gave me one. And it just kind of gained depth over the time. You know, I'm a water sign. Gemini is an air sign, and this is mist. So mist is kind of air and water together. And guys, we are in a very misty time as we speak today. So I thought it would be really, really cool to bring out my mist headband, put it right over my third eye. You might not be able to see me in all the videos. I think it's just going to be my hands this month again. But I will be wearing this mist headband over my third eye as a symbol to communicate emotions. It's like emotional intellect. And I think that this month, guys, you know, Aquarius and Pisces, we share the month of February. And, you know, right now as I record these, it's February 12th. And you'll probably be seeing these around the 14th or the 15th. I wanted to get the video up. I always upload my videos around the 15th of the month. So you'll probably be seeing this within the next couple of days. And, you know, I was just kind of thinking about the energies this month, and they're very, very strange. Okay, that's why I started the video out with the weird sci-fi, you know, music, because it's a very strange time. Aquarius, I believe, we're going to be talking a lot about Aquarius season. I'm going to talk more about Pisces season in March, but, you know, water and air are very much meeting up. In fact, there's always an air sign on the zodiac wheel before a water sign, like Gemini, Cancer, you know what I mean, or Libra, Scorpio. So water, air always brings in water in our universe. And Aquarius and Pisces symbolize the last two zodiac signs of the wheel. We have Aquarius, the 11th house of groups and community, humanitarian, friends, all of that. And then we have Pisces, the 12th house. Astrologers often group Pisces and Aquarius together. Aquarius is the water bearer. So in the star card, which might come up in our videos this month, we have the lady who pours water on land and pours water in the pond, because Aquarius is a multitasker who nourishes both the past and the future. So there's that kind of duality there of the multitasking, of the both pouring of the water. And I always thought it was interesting that Aquarius is the water bearer, and then it's like Aquarius pours the water that Pisces swims in. And Pisces is the 12th house. It's the subconscious house. It's the last house of our zodiac. We are headed into that time, guys. On February 19th, the sun will enter Pisces, and a lot is going to shift, all right? We have an Aquarius eclipse. And so since we're headed into the astrology portion of the intro video, I'll just go ahead and share with you what I have here. So I wanted to talk briefly about that eclipse that happened on January 31st. It happened at the last day of January. We had two moons last month. I do believe we'll have two moons this month as well, because that's how the months are kind of lining up energy-wise. That eclipse was pretty gnarly. Okay, we're entering eclipse season now, and we have another eclipse on the 16th, I believe. On the 15th, I'm sorry, and that'll be a solar eclipse. So we kind of, we had a Leo eclipse back in August 2017, And those energies were kind of closed out by the lunar eclipse in Leo on January 31st. Very life-changing, you guys. That eclipse was very much intense for me. It was in my 6th house. So, you know, and Leo is the 5th house of our whole universe. So it had everything to do with our authentic selves. I actually have a video where I talk a little bit about the eclipse, and I will be putting another video up for the solar eclipse. The solar eclipse on the 15th. So if you want to check that video out, more about that lunar eclipse, then go ahead and check my other videos out. But I did want to talk briefly about those changes. Okay, guys, I'm going to be talking more about that eclipse in each of our videos for our zodiac sign. So go ahead and if you want to like stand by, and definitely more information coming about that. So the major shifts happening this month, I would say we have a lot of Aquarius energy. For the first half of the month, we had Venus in Aquarius, which is very, very interesting. And Venus shifted into Pisces on February 10th, which was a couple days ago. So we've had this very Venusian, Piscean energy. Venus is in our 12th house subconscious of the universe. Very spiritual, very emotional, very sensitive and unconditional. I might talk a little bit more about that, but Venus is in Pisces, you guys. And she'll be there for, I think, until March sometime. And then, of course, we have Valentine's Day on the 14th, if any of you celebrate Valentine's Day. Now, see, with me, I don't really care too much for the holidays. They, you know, as I get more spiritual, it gets harder and harder for me to, you know, kind of follow these man-made holidays. But I do see them more as a ritualistic behavior. I see them more as, you know, I always look at the holidays as a little bit deeper, you know, like Christmas and Easter. I don't celebrate it like maybe the normal person would, but I do work with the energies. So this is all about love, right? Valentine's Day is all about love. I think it's just to make money. It's just like a huge marketing opportunity for companies, especially candy companies and card companies, but whatever. I guess you have to make your money somehow. So for me on Valentine's Day, I'll be doing a lot of Venus rituals. I'll be spreading a lot of love out into the divine universe, and I will be doing some surprise giveaways that day that I will just leave, and you'll find that out in a couple days, guys. So yes, we have Valentine's Day, kind of just moving down the line here. So we have an Aquarius new moon solar eclipse on the 15th. Very special day there, guys. I'm going to do a video all about those energies and what I think they'll mean for us. I did want to take a note here. I was researching. You want to be careful on Valentine's Day, guys, and you want to be careful on the new moon, because on that day we're going to have a very interesting aspect with Jupiter and Juno, okay? I will talk more about that in the Aquarius video and in the Scorpio video this month, and I will also talk about that in my new moon video. So if you're interested in that, you can do your own research, or you can just stand by, and I will definitely be coming out with some information there, okay? So we have the Chinese New Year on February 16th. We're going to be entering the year of the dog. So I have someone pretty close to me born in 1982, and there's other years as well, but so if you're born in 1982, you are year of the dog as well, but there are other years. It's very easy to find out your Chinese zodiac. I'm year of the boar. So, you know, some of you may have that in common with me. And others of you may have year of the dog. Now, year of the dog is a very loyal, you know, time. I believe that, you know, the Chinese zodiac is a little bit different than the Western astrology, but I'm going to be doing a little bit more research. I just know that loyalty and obedience, that comes up a lot with the Chinese zodiac year of the dog. And if you are a dog, if you are born in the year of the dog, you're a very loyal person as well, very a strong confidant, you know, just like a dog. It's very interesting, the symbolism there. So I wanted to mention that there. A lot of stuff going on for February, guys, and I'm just mentioning this because these are the shifts that we're going to be experiencing, right? So as we move on down, on the 17th, Mercury enters Pisces. Mercury is in Aquarius right now, guys, and he's been in Aquarius for a while, and he'll be there until the 17th. Now that's going to bring a lot of different aspects to our mental communication. It's going to bring a lot of, that's Mercury meeting the subconscious, right? So we're going to have a lot to do with our We're going to have a lot of work to do with our conscious and our subconsciouses. I might even try to squeeze in a video about that. I have a lot of videos to put out this month. And then, of course, after the 17th, we have the sun entering Pisces, okay? So this is going to be interesting, you guys, especially for me. You know, I'm a Pisces, so this energy, I'm trying to utilize this as much as I can. The fact that I'm just pretty much on a different world, my subconscious is very much being called. A lot of planets are going to be entering Pisces, right? And this, see, Pisces is all zodiac signs. Pisces is all zodiac signs combined into one sign. So something I like to say about Pisces is that whatever is going on with Pisces, you want to pay attention to, because that's what's going on in the universe is subconscious. So just because the sun's in Pisces, it technically means that the sun is everywhere, right? Venus is in Pisces. That means Venus is everywhere. So no matter if you're a Gemini or you're a Cancer or if you're a Taurus, the energy is affecting you because Pisces has a little bit of each sign in them, you know what I mean? So very, very interesting season to be coming up on. You know, I would say the same about Aquarius, because Aquarius stands for community, and a community is a group of people. It's so interesting how these astrology signs and how astrology kind of maps out the way that our universe truly is. So we have that 11th house and we have that 12th house. So I definitely wanted to bring out my mist headband for the water air energy. And I definitely wanted to speak a lot about emotional intellect. I'll be talking about that a little bit more in the Aquarius new moon video. But it's a lot of emotion, guys. I think a lot of us are really searching for emotional clarity right now. You know, we could be having a heavy emotional thoughts right now. And that's because of the energy that Aquarius and Pisces share. You know, Aquarius and Pisces are very strange zodiac signs. We're very mysterious. We hang out at the bottom of the zodiac wheel, just chilling in our different realms. You know, Aquarius are the aliens, Pisces are the fairies, the mermaids, anything mysterious, mythological, anything that has to do with fantasy. So when we enter these sort of realms, you know, our mental states and our perceptions can get a little skewed. So you might want to grab a Pisces friend or an Aquarius friend around this time and just, you know, observe them, not in a creepy analytical way, but just try to, you know, jive with them. And, you know, if you study or take note of what a Pisces and an Aquarius is going through right now, you can kind of relate that to the collective. You can kind of relate that to our subconscious as a whole. So, you know, guys, very interesting time here. Very interesting time indeed. We are reaching the end of a cycle. Come Aries season next month, guys, we are going to be experiencing the astrological new year. I can't wait to talk more about that in March. And as far as the astrology portion goes, that's all that I have for you there. And of course, there's more weird stuff to talk about, but it has more to do with just the readings that I'm doing this month. So as far as the readings, I am seriously so excited because, you know, I'm a Pisces, you know, all this weird energy is going on right now. Well, I'm going to give you guys straight up intuitive readings. These readings are going to be straight up channeled, and I'm so excited. And now, for those of you who don't know what that means, it means that there is no structure. And, you know, I'm very, very psychic, especially around these times, guys. I'm coming up on my solar return. I'm going to be on Earth for another year. So these things are very, very, I'm very affected by these things is what I'm trying to say. I'm actually going to light some sage here for the collective. I actually was so excited that I did not sage before my video, but now we will sage together. So go ahead and breathe this in, and since I'm a Pisces, this is definitely available for you. Anyone who's watching, if you just need, I just burnt my nail. If you need any extra cleansing, anything like that, then just let it soak in, guys, because it's very important to cleanse around these times because there's so much energy coming in and out of our subconscious that you really just want to stay in tune with your own energy. And you want to stay in tune, especially this has everything to do with our intellect. It has everything to do with our subconscious. It has everything to do with our emotions, right? Pisces and Aquarius. February is so Aquarius, Pisces, you know, and those energies are literally a little bit difficult to explain, okay? So the way that I'm gonna do it is explain it by being my very weird self. And I'm not gonna really rehearse anything or make anything structured, because that's not how Pisces and Aquarius are. I mean, sure, Aquarius is a structured person, sure. But as far as what they know, as far as their knowledge, as far as the way they live their daily life, they experience strange things, strange synchronicities, strange thoughts. And Pisces and Aquarius might not feel super strange, but people certainly observe us that way. And I love weird. I love being weird. I love being strange. So I'm going to have a lot of fun this month, guys, just straight up giving you I'm really going to dive into my intuition. So I have no idea what's going to happen in these videos, because I'm going to let the universe literally tap in and work with me. And I'm going to work with the universe, and I'm going to be doing a lot of spirituality. I'm going to really get heavy into the incense, heavy into my crystals and my rocks over here, maybe even with some candles. I mean, that's how potent these energies are this month. I really want to get creative and be just my natural Pisces self. I have Mercury in Aquarius. I have Mercury in Venus. Venus entered Pisces, so I'll be working with that Venus collective love and beautiful energy. Anything can happen, guys. I have no idea. So you're in for a surprise. I want to really tap into your guys' subconscious. That's what I want to call these readings. They're very channeled from the universe, freestyle. They're very subconscious. So I just want to know. I think actually I'm going to save that for March. That's what my mind was thinking about for March. But for this month, very channeled, intuitive messages. Because what I didn't mention yet is Aquarius is the 12th house of Pisces. Pisces is the 12th house on the zodiac wheel. They're number 12. We only have 12 zodiac signs, and I know that there's that 13th zodiac sign. I don't really follow that. I just follow the 12 houses of the universe, right? So the zodiac sign behind you is always your 12th house, because the zodiac sign that you are is always your first house. So Pisces is my first house, and if you move back one, then you find yourself in Aquarius. So Aquarius and I have a very interesting relationship. I can always talk very strangely with an Aquarius. We have very strange and intellectual conversations, and there's even a little bit of hidden emotion behind the conversations. And I don't know if that's just because I'm a Pisces, or if it's because I have a Capricorn rising, or if it's because see, Capricorn is Aquarius's 12th house. So when I get with an Aquarius, it gets very otherworldly. It gets very subconscious. It gets very in that realm. It's hard to explain. So welcome to my world, guys. I'm going to be really using that 12th house energy of Aquarius. The sun is going to be in Aquarius as I do these videos. So I really want to shed awareness on the spirituality of things, the creativity of things. It's all about using your imagination. So you're going to see that through me this month, and how I literally, usually I have some sort of structure or some sort of theme, and I love a good theme. But this month, the theme is to not have a theme. And it's to really just freestyle and see what messages come up with you guys. And, I won't know until until the cards come out and show me. And I like that, because that's usually how I read my own tarot anyways. I just kind of ask Spirit what's going on, and then I just kind of let the messages fall out, and then almost instantly I am aware of what Spirit is trying to say. So if you're into that kind of thing, then you've reached the right video. And I just want to wish Aquarius and the February Pisces a very happy birthday this month, you guys, and everyone a happy Valentine's Day. And also, congratulations to Aries and Aquarius. Once again, shout out to my Aquarius and Aries followers. You guys had the most likes. You guys had the most views. So keep in tune for your video. I will definitely be pulling some extra cards for you guys to reveal some hidden energies for you. So you guys get kind of a little treat there. But for everyone else, don't worry. There's definitely going to be, some surprises in there for you as well. So guys, that is what's going on. A lot of mysterious energy, even more mysterious in March. Really excited to do those videos after my solar return has passed, things like that. But I think that's it. I think that's it for the intro video. And other than that, buckle up, you guys. We are in a rocket. I'm imagining us in a rocket right now. We are about to blast off and we are about to be abducted to a different realm where we can get some of the most amazing messages from spirit. So, guys, I hope you're ready. Buckle up, like I said, and enjoy your reading. See ya.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff.
Hello, Aquarius. How are you guys doing? Happy birthday, you guys. I'm just lighting some sage here because I walked away from my desk for a while to eat and take a short break, and now I'm sitting down to do the last 2 signs of the zodiac, which is very special to me because February is shared by Pisces and Aquarius. So it's been pretty intense sitting down with everybody, and I thought, Aquarius would really appreciate the cleansing of certain energies right now. So I'm definitely lighting some sage for both you and I. Pisces and Aquarius energy, pretty intense right now in the universe, wouldn't you say? And I'm not sure if you watched my intro video or not, guys, but I'm gonna be doing completely channeled messages because Aquarius is my 12th house. Well, it's Pisces' 12th house on the wheel. And Aquarius season is always really intense for me, and intense in a good way. Like, it's always, I don't know, just otherworldly, and I did my best to kind of creatively express that this month. But the thing is Pisces and Aquarius are very unique zodiac signs. Like, first of all, we're the last zodiac signs of the wheel. Aquarius is the water bearer. Pisces are the 2 fish here. So you're the 11th house. Pisces is the 12th house. And that energy is just really unique. It's the ending of a cycle, and whenever something ends in the universe, it definitely begins. So I would say that Aquarius represents certain endings and new beginnings just like Pisces does. And I know you guys are going through intense, an intensity. I think you guys are doing a lot better now, and probably going to be doing progressively better as the zodiac wheel continues. So through Pisces season and through Aries season, I mean, it really depends on the energies you guys have in your birth charts, but you guys are going through a solar return, and that's when the sun is returning to the place it was at when you were born. So that's pretty intense, and that's what Pisces is getting ready to go through as well. So yeah, Aquarius, I wish that every month I sit down and I do these readings and I go in order. I go Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. And I do that because I like to honor the flow of the universe. But, sometimes I really just wish I could do certain videos before other ones. Aquarius is the video that I really, I know when Aquarius energy is coming up, that means Pisces is close by, right? So we're like very last zodiac signs, and I always wait as patiently as I can to get to our messages. And so I'm sitting down to finish the zodiac wheel now. So Aquarius, let's talk about these eclipses a little bit, happening in your 7th house and your 1st house. So on January 31st, we had a Leo full moon in your 7th house. Now, we can talk about how full moons bring completions and new beginnings. It's when the moon is completely filled with light in the sky. And that was also an eclipse. You are the south node right now. Leo is the north node. And when we enter these nodes of the moon, it's like certain ecliptic pathways of the moon, certain orbital, I don't really know the scientific terminology for it, but I know that Aquarius season is eclipse season. And speaking of that, we have an Aquarius eclipse tomorrow on the 15th. The sun and the moon, that's going to be a new moon. It's a lunar eclipse. The Leo moon was a solar eclipse. No, the Leo moon was a lunar eclipse. And the solar eclipse is happening tomorrow on the 15th. So the moon is in Aquarius as I speak to you right now. The moon will probably be in Aquarius for the next day or so. So definitely some subconscious energy available for you today. And that is going to work very great with me because that's exactly what Pisces is going through right now, is a 12th house. That eclipse tomorrow is going to be happening in the 12th house of Pisces. And Pisces is the 12th house. So that's why it's pretty unique there for Pisces energy. We're all really trippy right now. And we really love this energy. Most of the spiritual Pisces I know really, really diving in creatively with this Aquarius energy, with this new moon. Now, the new moon, this solar eclipse tomorrow, that's going to be more so about setting intentions for the future, right? In Aquarius, you are a very future-setting sign. Here we are with the star card. I made sure that I shuffled until you were at the bottom of the deck. And here you are, taking care of your past and your future, which is symbolized right here by these two water bears. Now, I do want to add here that the the Three of Swords is underneath you, Aquarius. So to me, this means that you're putting heartbreak behind you. Some of you are really moving forward from heartbreak. You're really tired of being heartbroken. Some of you could still be experiencing this heartbreak, but since this was behind you, Aquarius, I think that you're really moving forward and healing yourself from certain heartbreaks now, certain third-party situations, things like that. So this could mean different things for all of you. And then it's interesting that we have the Four of Swords right after that. So we have a synchronicity here. The Star card, the Three of Swords, the Four of Swords. So certain rest taking place after heartbreak and betrayal, right? Now, if that's a message for you guys, I do believe it will come up again as we shuffle your cards, but that's just something I seen right as I picked up the Aquarius card. This Three of Swords right behind you and this Four of Swords. So there's some certain, well, these are two sword cards. You are the swords, you're air energy. So mentally, there can still be heartbreak on the brain. And I think you're just doing your best to kind of heal from that, which the Star card means, is a healing. You're doing your best to still follow your one true path. You're doing your best to still follow your dreams and your wishes and goals. Aquarius doesn't really give up easily because of heartbreak or because of mental anxiety or things like that. You do your best to try to fight your way through these energies, right? To see it from a different point of view. So I'm just kind of taking a peek here about your cards, but I don't want to get too far into anything yet until I shuffle and see the messages clearly. But that was something there, a little bit of healing after a heartbreak, which is exactly what this means here. So we have basically healing that is surrounding a heartbreak. So I feel that this has happened already. Like this happened maybe not in February, but maybe in January, maybe even before January. This could be some 2017 blues here. And you're just doing your best to really heal from it. You have healing here with the Four of Swords. And this is mental heartbreak, and actual real heartbreak for some of you too. But like I said, I believe that is behind you. I really do feel that intuitively. So yeah, Aquarius, a lot of eclipses going on. We have an eclipse in your first house of self tomorrow. So that has everything to do with you, everything to do with your goals and your dreams and your wishes and who you are, what you want to do moving forward. Now, that full moon that happened last month, at the end of the month, that's still kind of, those energies are still kind of here. Those energies can stick around for the next 6 months. Now, that was a full moon in your 7th house of relationships. So Aquarius, that means new beginnings and endings with partnerships and friendships and relationships, whether they're love or whether they're platonic or whatever it may be. This is relationships of all forms. So I'd like to say that we have a relationship with everything in the world. And we certainly have a relationship with ourselves. So the moon being full in your 7th house was very much, completing certain things that no longer align with you. And that could be why that Three of Swords was underneath you. Because for there to be a moon in your 7th house, that's bringing a lot of subconscious energy and secrets to light. So I see that some of you could be forming new relationships with friends and, a lot of new relationships and old relationships ending. It depends on the energies in your life. If there's people in your life, if you're with people that are not aligning with your true destiny, then that moon probably cleansed them out of your relationship house. So, you know, as a Pisces, I'm about to go through that energy as well. I, you know, my solar return is coming up. We have Aquarius season for the next few days. I think there's about 4 or 5 more days of Aquarius season. And let me tell you guys, this season has been very intellectual, and it's really collectively joined a few people together. You know, Aquarius is all about groups and community, and like kind of, it's almost like intertwining people on a collective level. And you know, I don't mean to go on and on about your guys' energy. It's just I've waited a long time to talk to you guys, and you know, I just think there's a lot going on in a collective space, kind of like this star card here. Aquarius is a very collective humanitarian sign. So when the sun is in Aquarius, you know, there's a lot going on, especially because we're getting closer and closer to Pisces season, which is the end of a cycle, right? So there's a lot of endings and new beginnings going on for all of us. And for you, this energy is happening in your 7th house of relationships and your 1st house of self. Now, in a few days, February is going to take a bit of a turn for you. And energies are going to turn from your 1st house to your 2nd house, and from your 7th house to your 8th house. So things are going to take a bit of a turn, and you'll probably be turning your focus a bit more towards the resources and finances you have, which is the 2nd house. So we have the 2nd house that is all about your resources, your personal resources, your finances and values. And then we have the 8th house. Your 8th house is Virgo. And so that would be more about the shared resources you have. That's the house of intimacy. That's the house of, you know, how you're sharing the resources you have, which is exactly the energy that you have. Aquarius is a very shared energy. So, you know, but I want to talk more about that in March. For your video, we're going to focus more on these eclipses, especially because we have this eclipse happening in your 1st house tomorrow. So lots of changes going on, Aquarius. And that's all I have for you astrologically. And I think we can go ahead and get into your tarot reading now. So, I would just like to take this time to focus my energy. Take a few breaths, because Aquarius is an air sign. And that's another thing that you guys can do too. If you find things to be getting a little overwhelming, or if you just ever want to regain focus, make sure you're just breathing. Because that can help you as an air sign. It helps us all, but it is really beneficial for those air signs. It helps me focus already. So universe, these messages are for Aquarius, and I would just like to open up the space and create the space to align with the Aquariuses that will be watching my videos, so that the messages that come out today are clear and relatable and helpful to those Aquariuses. So please grant me the ability to intuitively relay these messages correctly. In Spirit, I now open the space for any messages that you have for Aquarius this month in February. So let's see what's going on, Aquarius. Sorry to talk so much in the beginning of your video. There's just so much to say, and perhaps I will have a chance to say more as the reading goes on. So we have the 10 of Wands coming out with the 2 of Cups. So let's see if there's anything else coming out. Like I said, this is a completely intuitive message. Wow, Aquarius, we have a lot going on. So let's stop there. And it's interesting that at the bottom of the deck we have the Pisces card. Now, some people relate this to the Cancer card as well, but in tarot, this is the Pisces card. And since there's an eclipse tomorrow, I'm going to go ahead and say that this is definitely the eclipse energy, because I like to see this. This is the sun and the moon together. And when the sun and the moon together, that is the new moon. And the sun and the moon are both in Aquarius right now, and we're under the new moon in Aquarius energy. So we have that as an underlying energy for this message so far. So let's see what we have on the table, Aquarius. The first card out is the 10 of Wands. So this is letting me know that February is a pretty heavy month. You're pretty busy, and perhaps you guys are different, or you guys are busy in different ways. There's a lot of different Aquariuses watching this video, but collectively and in general, your energy is coming up as the Ten of Wands. Now, this is a lot of fire. Fire is the opposite element of air. You guys are the air sign, and we have a lot of cups on the table, a lot of water energy. So what that tells me is that you could be feeling these burdens. You can be feeling this heavy weight in an emotional way. Emotionally, this weight can manifest in a way of emotion in February. And now I'm going to tell you the same thing that I told everyone else this month, is that Pisces season is pretty strange, and this is the last house of the zodiac. So there's a lot of feelings that come up in Pisces season, and they can feel a lot like these wands. It can feel very heavy. It can feel like a burden. But see, Pisces season, it's important in Pisces season that we pay attention to the way that we feel, because Pisces is a water sign, and it's a mutable water sign. So there's a lot of different emotions that come up. I won't be surprised if the Seven of Cups comes up for you, Aquarius. That card has been making its way into a lot of people's readings. But for you, it's just coming up as a lot to carry, because this is very Aquarius-like. Even under a lot of stress, even under a lot of weight, Aquarius is still going to get the job done. You guys are very hard workers, and you're not easily to give up. So this is some sort of burden here in February, and we're going to get a little bit more clarity on this reading. But so far, I see that a lot of you are carrying a very heavy weight. And since there's nothing but water on the table, like we literally have the Two of Cups and the Ace of Cups and the Pisces card and the Moon. The Moon is about our deepest feelings. It's about what we hide inside. It's about our emotions, what we subconsciously feel. Pisces is a very subconscious energy, and we're literally days away from that subconscious energy in the universe. Pretty soon, you guys are the water bearer. So not only do you guys pour water as well, you guys are symbolized by two elements, both air and water. So that's kind of why I have this whole emotional, intellectual theme going on here, and I'm wearing my mist headband, because I want to interpret these emotional messages in an intellectual way. So that could be, a theme for you as well, Aquarius, but pretty soon our subconsciouses are literally like what I just imagined was like if you just picture a balloon getting filled and filled and filled with water, and our subconscious is that balloon. And then it like someone taking a pin and just poking a hole in it, and then just boom, it just all kind of pours out. And I am a Pisces, so I understand this energy very well, and I know that you are no stranger to this energy as well, Aquarius. But not everyone is going to handle this energy extremely well, and this burden may not have anything to do with emotion, but it really looks that way based off of how the cards are laying on the table. But if it's not emotion, then it is coming up with a certain relationship, because we have the Two of Cups here, and this is symbolic for a union. This is an emotional relationship, and I'm not surprised to see this, because you guys are going through 7th house energy. Whenever we experience our solar return, there is energy directly across from us in our 7th house. So you had a full moon there, and look at in the middle there we have the Leo lion, and the Leo is your 7th house of relationships. So this is literally your 7th house here. Now, for those of you who are in relationships, they may be getting a little heavy around this time, because you're going through so many changes, and you're, even cosmically, you probably feel this way, like you're carrying a lot, like you're responsible for a lot, heavy weight. This relationship is getting pretty heavy for some of you, I'm seeing. And I do see that it's with a fire sign, or it's with directly a Leo, because these are wands, and wands are fire. And then we have this Leo here. So some of you are in an emotional relationship with a Leo, and it's getting quite heavy. And if it's not with a Leo, then it's with someone who feels very different from you. They feel almost like an opposite from you. And it can be with anyone. It doesn't matter what sign you're with, Aquarius. And even if you're single, this heavy weight can be what it feels like. Maybe you guys would like to be in a relationship, but you're, all alone here, carrying this weight on your own, and really you just wish there was someone to share this weight with, someone to have a strong emotional connection with, so that you don't feel so heavily burdened by solitude and loneliness. But nonetheless, I do see here that some of you are in very So if you guys are single Aquariuses, I really wouldn't envy being alone. I wouldn't envy those who are in relationships, because Aquarius, relationships for them right now seem pretty heavy, and it seems like there's a lot of burdens coming up in their relationships, and I wouldn't expect anything different, guys. We have an eclipse in your 7th house. You guys are the north and south node. I know how that feels because I was the south node not that long ago. Pisces was the south node last year, so I know how that is to be experiencing these eclipses in your sign. And there's just too much going on right now, obviously. I mean, there's a whole lot going on. And to add relationships on top of that, woo. So this is all about your relationships with other people. This is all about the emotions that exist within these relationships with others. Now, for some of you, that current relationship is really heavy. I see most of you are with fire signs, which makes sense because fire is the opposite of air. But like I said, some of you could be with a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. I see Pisces very heavily because we have the Pisces card here, and we have Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio here. So this is a Cancer or a Pisces, and this is a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But this is just symbolic for any relationship. So you could be an Aquarius with a Scorpio or an Aquarius with a Gemini. This is your relationships with other people, especially because we have that lion up there. Your 7th house is ruled by Leo. So it's very important for Aquarius to have strong emotional relationships with other people. And I see here that the relationship that you've been in for a while, some of you, it could be getting so heavy, you know, that the universe is kind of sending you a new love opportunity. Now, this is coming up for a lot of people, so there's a lot of messages here with this Ace of Cups, especially for February. This could very well be new emotion flowing in for Pisces season, or just new emotion flowing in because you're going through so many different things, Aquarius. You know, you're another year older, you've been on the earth for another year, another trip around the sun. You know, so many different changes happening with Aquarius with all these moons and eclipses. Okay, lots of emotion on the table already within the first half hour of your reading, or first, 10-15 minutes of it. So I see here that this card comes up for people who have spent a great deal of time not expressing their emotion. And that's why the Ace of Cups comes out overflowing, because this emotion is finally ready to be felt. So Aquarius, these eclipses and this moon energy, this birthday energy that you're experiencing, you could be ready to come out and really express the way that you're feeling now to certain people in your life, or to even yourself. So this is a new beginning emotionally, right? This is emotion very much flowing out, and I do feel that this may have something to do with the new moon in Aquarius or with Pisces season coming in. For everybody else, I felt this strongly as Pisces season. But Aquarius, you're going through different energy than everyone else. You're the South Node. You have this eclipse in your sign. So for you, I have no idea that there's so many different ways to interpret this Ace of Cups for you. But I really do see that this is a new love opportunity for some of you as well. A lot of new love and new feelings, new emotional opportunities coming in February. And even beyond February. So whatever this heavy burden is with this 2 of Cups, there's, and some of you might not have a new love. It just might be new emotions here in this relationship. Where I see before there was a lot of struggling, a lot of weight and burden in your relationship sector. And the universe is bringing in this new love here. And it could be a new love with a partner you're already with. I mean, look at this beautiful energy here. The Ace of Cups with the 2 of Cups. So, for some of you, this is a third-party situation, 1, 2, 3. Because someone new kind of comes in like, hey, Aquarius, I see you struggling there in that relationship of yours. Don't you want someone to come along and just make you happy? Don't you want a strong emotional connection? So there is a heavy weight here. And for some of you, I see that this is an emotional burden. In February, there's a lot of heaviness. Now, I want to figure out a bit more about what this means. The universe is telling me that it has something to do with this eclipse. It has something to do with a Pisces or a Cancer. It has something to do with feelings and emotions and deep subconscious energy. But let's shuffle the cards and get a few more messages. See what the universe has to say, even more so. Okay, well, we have some cards popping out now. Now we have the Taurus card at the bottom, the Hierophant. So you could be dealing with a Taurus. You could be dealing with a certain learning opportunity. You could be dealing with teaching, something like anything like that. Now, this is interesting. Middle of your reading is the Ten of Pentacles. So there is a lot here with finances and with grounded energy as well. I do see that there is some need to balance the finances. And we can't forget that in this card, in the back, we have this waves, right? You just want to get your ship sailing. Now, this came up for the Aries reading as well. So what this card is that this man is very stressed out, juggling. You know, you have the Two of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. So that's very interesting too. That some of you are really wanting your relationships to become more grounded as opposed to emotional. You want them to make sense emotionally. So for some of you, this is a relationship. This is the Twin Flame card for some people. But for the majority of you, this is talking about balancing and juggling perhaps two jobs or some sort of financial situation. This is you just trying to do your best through the ups and downs of finances and emotions in life. I mean, this is earth and water. I've been talking a lot about earth and water this month, even though it's air and water right now. But come Pisces season, the full moon's going to be in Virgo. So this Virgo Pisces energy is going to come in pretty strongly here and pick right up in a few days after Aquarius season. And you guys might feel a little bit of a release, but you also might feel like, holy shit, you know, it's really time to balance some of this stuff out. Like I told you, come the middle of the month, you're going to be dealing with your second house of Pisces. This is your second house of Pisces. See the water, see the finances? This is literally your Pisces second house. So that's interesting there, that come the middle of the month, the focus might turn very much so towards your finances, because even after the Two of Pentacles, we have more finances. So there's a completion going on there. There's a certain new beginning and completion happening. And this is like family life. This is ancestry, inheritance. But the Ten of Pentacles usually implies that there's a lot going on here. But you know what I see here intuitively is that there's a lot going on financially, and there's some sort of completion that you're trying to balance out in the career department or the finance department. And this is a lot of pentacles to try to be balancing, you know what I mean? So I see why you're juggling and why your feet aren't even firmly planted on the ground, because you're working really hard. And if you take a closer look at this man's face, he's really worried, but he's kind of dancing to the stresses of life. So you're trying to do your best. Just like here, I mean, look at how filled your hands are. Your hands are completely filled. They're filled and we have two tens here as well. Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. So there's a passionate completion going on, and there is a completion going on in your finances and in your real world too. And we have the Two of Cups and the Two of Pentacles. So I just see here that your hands are quite filled in all these cards. Your hands are filled when it comes to work. Your hands are filled when it comes to finances. And they're really filled when it comes to even, you add relationships onto that as well. And, you know, there's definitely a sense of overwhelming. And Aquarius, don't worry. Not many people know that about you, because you handle a lot very well. Like, you'd be the type of person to be this Ten of Wands in the middle. I don't know what it is about Aquarius, but maybe it's because you guys are the Star card and you're literally always pouring from both ends of the spectrum. So, you know, this makes sense here that you're juggling and carrying all this weight financially, and then add your relationship into that as well. So I'm seeing there's a lot of burden there with finances and with love, and possibly relationships with certain family members and things like that. But we have these two cards here, so this implies a decision too. Whenever you see the number 2, then it implies a decision. So, you know, you might have a decision to make when it comes to love, possibly a decision between someone from your past and someone new and someone old. Do you stay in this new relationship and try to continue to balance your guys' values out together, or do you move on with this new emotional love opportunity. And that's going to be up to you, Aquarius. But the fact that we have twos, you know, that implies a decision in the finance department. That implies a decision in the emotional department and in the relationship department as well. You see, and we have these waves in the background here. So your emotions are up and down, up and down. Some days are better than others, right, Aquarius? So smack dab in the middle of your reading, we do have the Ten of Pentacles, though. And now it's really interesting here. So let's see here. We have the Ten of Wands with the Two of Pentacles. So we talked a little bit about that. This burden is coming up in a lot of different ways. At first it was coming up as a relationship burden. But I feel that a lot of you are feeling burdened and heavy in many different ways. Literally in your relationships, in your finance departments. It's like, so I don't know what this heaviness is, but when it comes to the way the cards are lying, it's either in the relationship or the finance department. Like you're literally trying to do all this work yourself and you're trying to balance it all out. You're carrying all the weight in your relationship. You're carrying all the weight at your job. And that's why there's a completion going on with that, because the universe loves you. And so there's a completion going on in these departments as well. If you're with an earth sign, some of you are with earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And there's a certain completion and new beginning going on in your relationship when it comes to this. Okay, and this is the need to get your relationship grounded as well. Because there is definitely some, and see here, here's this completion with your finances. So this is almost over. You feeling like you're carrying all the weight by yourself, you know, feel like you're juggling everything by yourself. Yeah, that's coming to a close in February. Because, you know, like I said, Pisces season comes in and what we feel actually starts to matter. Even those of us who, you know, don't really pay much attention to the way we feel most of the time. We like put it on the back burner, but that can't happen because these emotions are flooding in. I mean, you have a lot of cup cards here and a lot of relationship cards as well. And it's because you're going through that 7th house transformation. So we definitely have a new love coming in. And let me tell you, Aquarius, this is coming up for so many people this month. A new love and an old love. It's like we all have to choose between this new love opportunity and this soulmate, right? Because now we have the soulmate 6 of Cups card for you. So what that tells me is that there is a certain completion taking place in a relationship you had before. And there's new love on the way, straight up. And if it's not a new love, then it's new emotion pouring into these cups. Because we also had that being said up here at the top too with these 2 of Cups. Okay, and if you think about it, the 2 of Cups, this is the same energy almost. It's like this is the past, though. These 2 figures here, this is them when they're younger, this is them when they were more immature. But there was some kind of completion or transformation that took place, and these people grew. And now they're shown as the 2 of Cups. You know, and I know that there was a certain, I'm seeing these as 2 different relationships. Like there was one relationship that was, it's surrounded by 10s. This 2 of Cups here is literally next to the 10 of Wands and above the 10 of Pentacles. So there is a completion happening passionately and realistically. There's a grounded completion happening. Either way, your relationships need to become grounded. And when you have a 10 card like that, it means that there are certain cycles ending in that sector of your life, which is, you know, I hope you know how much your relationships are changing right now because of, you know, like I said, Pisces is going to go through that soon as well. And so we have, with these completions, we also have a few new beginnings on the table too, and they're coming in the form of emotions. So this is literally a new love coming in. It's like the return of a soulmate, and this is a water energy. So it could possibly be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, but it could also be any zodiac sign. They just might be coming up as water because there's a really emotional connection to consider here. I mean, you're really emotionally connected with this person. You have an emotional bond with them. And I think this is someone who you used to be in a relationship with, or someone new, or someone coming, you might have known them in a past life, because this is like a soulmate past life kind of card, because we see these 2 figures here and one's older and one's smaller.
So it's you know, you could be dating someone who's quite older than you or quite younger. I see an age difference here, but there's some new emotion flooding in because of this return of this soulmate. Okay, coming back from the past. Yeah, that's the card for this Aquarius. And you know, it really might bring in some new emotion. This is like Pisces season here. So, and let me tell you, there's just been so many people getting this card this month. So I think Pisces, Venus in Pisces, and let me say, you know, you guys did have Venus in Aquarius for the first half of the month. You had that energy there, you know, you had Venus in your sign. So that adds attraction to you guys. That adds attraction to, makes you more attracted to people. Venus is the goddess of love, okay? And now Venus is in your second house, also adding attraction to your finances and things like that. But beginning of the month, middle of the month, and this is all of February and March as well, I see a new love coming in, perhaps from the past. So it's so interesting how this is happening, because these two cards have been coming up for at least half of the zodiac wheel, where I have to sit here and talk about this energy where I feel that it's a new love, but it's also old. I mean, Scorpio had this message, Sagittarius had this message, like a lot of signs had this message. And I think it's just because we're all about to feel, we're going to start feeling differently. Because Pisces season, you know, it really wraps things up. And when we go through these completions emotionally, how we feel changes about people. And so there could be someone that felt a certain way in the past, and they just completely a different person now. They don't even feel that way. So that's what I mean by just so many different emotions. But I mean, you see this, Aquarius. This is literally new love. This is the new love card, and it's right up here by the Two of Cups, and right underneath it is the Six of Cups. So you might have a decision to make between a soulmate and a relationship that you've been in for a long time. Another thing, I want to talk to you real quick about this Juno. Juno is in Aquarius, okay? And I'm going to record a video tomorrow talking more about that. But you just want to be careful in the relationship department, Aquarius, because especially if you're with a Scorpio. Because Jupiter and Juno, they're forming a harsh aspect in the sky with each other over the next couple of days. And that can just cause bickering and arguing in your relationships. So if you want to study Juno, study Jupiter and Juno. In Greek mythology, Juno and Jupiter were married. Jupiter is Zeus, okay? So Juno was Zeus's first wife, or his only wife. And Juno does not play games, okay? She is in Aquarius right now. And Juno is a symbol of marriage in the birth chart. So some of you are really thinking about the relationship department with people and marriage and all that. And that's probably because Juno is in your sign. And also because Venus was there and things like that. And I'm definitely seeing that in the cards here, that there's just new love pouring in, you know, this month. Literally, from the universe, just pouring in. I really like this Six of Cups. You know, I really like where this energy is, because it comes after a completion. It's like whoever this Two of Cups is, like, yeah, they're cool or whatever. You've been with them for a long time, but, you know, the universe is trying to bring that relationship to a completion. And I really hope that that's not the relationship that's coming back from the past. It could be different for all of you. I hope that this is a brand new person. I know that this is a brand new person, so you guys could have a lot of options this month, honestly. So I don't know, Aquarius, that is very interesting there. And you know, there is marriage here, looking over your reading. This is Juno right here. Marriage, traditional value. You know, this is the Taurus card. Some of you could be with Taurus as well. So I see a lot of heaviness here. And I see you trying to balance it all out. Look at you, just doing your thing, balancing out the infinities in the universe. Hopping from one foot to another, balancing, juggling, everything. You're doing great, Aquarius. You're handling all these emotions and all these changes, you know, better than what most people would. And I can feel that there's a lot going on. Like, this is a really interesting reading here. So towards the end of the reading down here, though, we have the Page of Wands. So this is a rather new fiery energy. So this is when you get that burst of passion to kind of start something new. And it comes after this Six of Cups energy. So you may receive some sort of emotional opportunity that comes back from the past. This is a familiar emotional opportunity with a person, a place, or a thing, a job situation, something. And I think that's what it is it's a new financial opportunity coming in from the past. Some of you could be working with a soulmate or something like that, because I see the Two of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Six of Cups. So it's like somebody returned from the past back to a financial situation, like at your job, and you're really doing your best to work and mind your own business, even though now there's emotions coming into the job department when you're not used to that. You're used to just minding your own business and doing your own job. You know, you take your job very seriously, Aquarius, and your finances really seriously too, but it's like there are emotions, you know, coming in surrounding this Ten of Pentacles situation here. So I don't know, that can mean a lot of different things for you, but there's emotion coming in to the financial department. So that could even be your guys' emotion. You could be feeling emotional about finances right now, or maybe finances are causing emotional stress or something like that. But I'm seeing earth and water pretty heavily, and that makes a lot of sense because of Pisces and Virgo. So back to this Page of Wands, though. This is like a new inspired journey. You know, this is a very new energy, like a Leo energy or a Sagittarius energy. Very immature, like not in a bad way. It's just got a long ways to go. This is not a knight. This is not a king. This is a page. So it's very fresh, new fire. And this might be what you're feeling like. You know, this guy's dressed really nice. He's ready to embark on a new journey. You know, and this comes up right after this soulmate connection that you make in February. Come like right around now, like any day now. You guys could be connecting with a certain soulmate from the past. And yeah, it really sparks something in you. This new love opportunity. This new friendship, or it's something to do with relationships. And I have to remember that the seventh house doesn't only mean lovers. It means friends as well. So this could be a new friend that you make. But they're very fiery and they're very passionate. And this could be your energy as well. And it's interesting because underneath the Ten of Pentacles, we have the Nine of Pentacles. So some of you really just want to take a step back from a situation, and, you know, you're thinking, well, if I do all the work, you know, if I'm doing all the juggling and if I'm doing all the work, then I might as well just be in a relationship with myself. Like, I don't need to be in a Two of Cups situation if it's looking more like the Two of Pentacles and if it's feeling more like the Ten of Wands. So I just want to surround myself with the things that I create. This is the single card. This is a lady who's very abundant, you know, and this is a male or female energy. It doesn't have to be just a woman. This is just you feeling content towards the end of the month. And, you know, towards the end of the month, your finances are going to be very talked about, Aquarius. So that's why the middle of the month, things move away from the seventh house. Like literally the beginning of the month is like heavy burden. You have to keep in mind that we're talking on the 14th of February. So I want to think of this line up here as the beginning. Beginning of February, there was a relationship, seventh house energy, of course, because remember, we started the month out with that full moon on January 31st. That energy carried right over into February for you. How nice. And there was a lot of seventh house relationship problems going on, new loves coming in. But as we move away from that energy towards Pisces season, it becomes more about finances for you. And it's like you start working and you try your best. You're doing your best to balance all these pentacles and all these, you're grounding all these things. And then boom, this soulmate comes in from the past, throws you off, you know, this new love and all that. So, I mean, I don't want you to think this is only possible for the first half of the month. It can be all of February. But I do see the synchronicities here that at first it was a lot of you came into February focused on relationships, and then as the month carries on, it's more about career, but then, you know, this relationship returns, and it's like a completely new journey of passion and fire. And for those of you who are single, you know, you guys could be meeting somebody in the month of February, possibly at your job or something like that. Like, I just see a lot of mixture between finances and in love, to be honest with you. And we have the Magician here as the final card down here. So this is manifestation. Some of you are manifesting new love into your life, I'm seeing. And now we have to keep in mind that the Magician has the wand, the cup, the sword, and the pentacle. You know, his power is infinite. He's very, very mentally strong. So this is a Mercury energy. I'm glad I mentioned that because we do have Mercury in Aquarius for the next few days until the 17th. So if I were you guys, I would really use that energy to manifest some of the things that I need in my life. So some of you are manifesting abundance for yourself. Look at these sunshiny yellow cards. You know, some of you are really focused on, you know, you're taking the focus less off of what you have to do in your relationships, and you're finally focusing some of that attention on yourself, on your own manifesting abilities. You know, this is literally someone who's manifesting self-love. They're manifesting their own abundance and their own money. You know, instead of relying on someone else, you start a journey all on your own. This is manifestation as well. Let's keep in mind that the Hierophant is overlooking this whole reading, kind of as an underlying energy. So some of you are manifesting stability for yourself. Some of you are manifesting someone coming back. Like, this is the time, Aquarius, that if you're thinking about someone and you miss them, the universe is going to hear your prayers and they're going to come back. So you better hope, if you want someone from the past, you better hope that that's what you really want, because it could be a downgrade or something like that. You know, you went from the 10 of Pentacles to the 9 of Pentacles, but that's okay. Both of those cards are really nice. You know, the only thing that concerns me here is how burdened you felt in the beginning of the month. But I think that has you know, I can't really expect much else from Aquarius right now because there's a lot going on. You know, there's finances to be juggled. There's weight to be carried. So I don't know, guys. This is a little bit wacky to me. I hope I'm doing it justice here. But I see that you guys are confused nonetheless. You know, that's how I feel, at least, is a little bit overwhelmed. And you know, if I were you, I wouldn't really even know where to put what. So let's see what else comes out for you guys. That was a very interesting setup there. Let's see what else comes out for Aquarius. Is there any other messages here, Spirit, that you have for Aquarius, February 2018? Okay. So we have the Two of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, and the King of Swords. Okay, this makes a lot more sense. And we have the King of Pentacles with the Queen of Pentacles that fell out as well. Now, this is making more Aquarius sense to me. Okay, because we have two air cards on the table, and this is another thing that's been happening a lot this month, is that we'll have two energies that are kind of matching, and then in the middle there'll be this really intense energy. So let's start with the Two of Swords here, guys. A lot of decisions coming up in February, huh? A lot of emotional decisions. I see that you're blindfolded here, and you've reached a stalemate in February, or some sort of crossroads mentally. The Two of Swords is a rather stiff energy because this lady, she has these swords crossed over her, right? And she has blindfolded herself. But look behind her. This is Pisces season coming up. This is you holding these two swords, right? And you've blindfolded yourself, but you want to make sure that you're allowing your emotions to come through, Aquarius. You can express your emotion in a mental way. You can be that strong mental character, that sword character, but no matter what, everyone is going to experience emotions at some level in February because everybody's completing something in February. So I do see that there is a certain decision that you have to make, and it's coming out as a mental decision. But the Two of Swords, to me, is a conflicted emotional card because we have these rocky emotions behind her, and she has blindfolded herself in a way to try to ignore certain emotions. Now, this could have something to do with that lover. I don't know why I felt that, but some of you are really trying to avoid certain feelings for a person, place, or thing. And the more you avoid your emotions, the more you're going to be mentally conflicted. Because, I mean, come on now, you're an Aquarius, and there's just so much going on emotionally for you right now that you can blind yourself to it all you want, but I'd rather see what's coming then, you know, and you guys are usually more so that type too, to rather see what's coming, even if it's a mentally hard, conflicted decision. Now, I think this emotional, mental, you know, mentally you feel blocked. And it's because there's this water, if you look here behind her, this water is creeping up on her like a tidal wave. The closer and closer it gets to her, you know, soon it's going to reach where she's sitting, you know. You can't avoid this emotion, not even you, Aquarius. You can't avoid this decision either. And I don't think you guys are doing that. You know, I guess I'm just saying that for the Aquariuses that need to hear that. Because I see that a lot of you are experiencing really rocky emotions. And as an Aquarius, you handle things very mentally. Even emotions, you handle them intellectually. And the more emotion that comes through, the more mentally conflicted you feel. And I see that this has something to do with the changes going on in the universe. And hello, you're on this card. All the fixed energies are on this card. Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, okay, Taurus, all of them. So this is change. This is a cycle completing, and I'm not surprised to see it because Pisces is a cycle. Your birthday is a cycle. The moon is a cycle. So the moon is completing a certain cycle, and tomorrow that eclipse is coming. So eclipses bring massive change, right? And this is the Wheel of Fortune. This is the universe trying to show me that Aquarius is feeling quite conflicted about what it is that's changing in their life right now. There's certain changes going on here, and it seems to be happening mostly in your mind. But this could be happening all around you as well, and you're just kind of dealing with it in your mind. But there is change on the table. The Wheel of Fortune, when I see the Wheel of Fortune, I just know that you might as well, this is the literal wheel of the universe is turning. You know, and this is Pisces energy, like, I mean, this wheel, this could be the zodiac wheel. And as the Pisces season, it turns. And that means energy takes a shift. And I think some of you are going to be feeling relieved about that. Like, I always feel a bit relieved after my birthday. Like, you should feel lucky because you've reached the end of your birth. Like, now it's Pisces' turn to deal with everything you've dealt with, but just in a way more emotional way, you know. So very, very interesting that this change is coming in kind of conflicting the Aquarius's mind. If I were you, I would take the blindfold off. I would allow the emotion in, and I would just, you know, kind of go with the flow for the next month or so, because this change is being surrounded by mental energy. But you know what? It's okay, because I see that you guys eventually find your own energy in it, because we start with the Two of Swords, but then we end with this King of Swords, and this is your guys' energy. You know, you are definitely going through a mental transformation with these butterflies here. And I see that you really are after mental clarity, and you're communicating in a very strong, intelligent way. You are a mental leader. You are communicating, and you're leading by your voice. You know, there might be certain truths that you need to speak. You know, and here it's like the reason why you weren't really speaking, the reason why you felt conflicted mentally is because of all the emotion. So once you get the emotion under control, once you figure out what you feel towards this change, then you can check with yourself mentally and then get back to your energy. Okay, we do have two kings on the table here. The King of Pentacles and the King of Swords. So, you know, this is women and men though, but this is coming up as a very masculine energy. So you wanna have really, really strong authority over your finances and over your real world, because this is Pentacles and air. So this is a very logical and intellectual energy. I see that you guys, by the end of February, you're really getting back to your old selves, your authentic self, because of this mental transformation. Like, there really was some kind of mental transformation that took place with this Ten of Swords. And you became the King of Swords of your own pain. I remember when I first started your reading, it was talked a lot about healing heartbreak. Well, you've been through a lot more than heartbreak. This is ultimate pain. But this is a completion. So you had the Ten of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Ten of Swords. The only 10 you're missing now is the Ten of Cups. So the reason why emotions are coming up in your reading, like here and like in those cups, is because the universe is trying to give Aquarius emotional stability. You know, your guys' emotions matter too. And we have the Page of Pentacles, okay? We have the Death card. So some of you really are dealing with a Scorpio, and you might be leaving a Scorpio, I see, because of this pain, you know, because of this energy here. So it's very interesting there how those cards fell, but we have the Queen of Wands here in between this King of Swords and the King of Pentacles. So some of you may have a fire lady in your life. You may have an air sign. So I see Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. I see Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And I see Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. So for the male Aquariuses, you guys, you know, and this is definitely fluid. I'm all for, you know, gender is, you know, not something that tarot focuses on. This is just the energy. So there's a feminine fire energy. You know, this is more of an Aries or a Leo energy, but it could be Sagittarius as well. And this could be the energy that you're embodying, because this is a couple right here. This King of Pentacles was back here. Well, no, yeah, he was. This King of Pentacles is just overlooking the whole situation. So this is a grounded figure, a Capricorn energy, kind of overlooking your reading. So there's financial stability kind of at the forefront, or the kind of in the back seat of your mind, looking over this change and over this Two of Swords and this. But this right here is a couple. This is the King of Swords with the Queen of Wands. They secretly love each other. Okay, so there could be some sort of fire energy in your life that's very passionate. And as far as the feminine goes, you know, this energy can show itself to you in many different ways, but this is a union. The King of Swords and the Queen of Wands. Some of you air signs are really wanting a fire sign, and I don't blame you there, because that's, you know, that's how the universe is. Air and fire are opposite. This is passion and intellect. You know, this is the way, this is creativity and intellect. So you might be intellectually creating things this month. You might be really communicating your passions too. So I really like that this energy showed up for you, Aquarius. And it's, you know, the Queen of Wands just kind of sat over here, and the King of Swords was right here. So I see that the passions in your life could be really changing, Aquarius. But I really, really like this setup here. This Two of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, King of Swords. So whatever it is that you find yourself kind of stuck on in February, I just want you to remember that you have the King of Swords energy somewhere in there. And the more you focus on emotion, you know, don't blindfold yourself to the emotion, but don't allow the emotion to overwhelm you either. You know, you are an air sign, so you're way more comfortable with these intellectual energies. It's just better for you guys to handle emotional change or great change in an intellectual way. It just works out better. And either way, your mental is transforming this month because of all this energy in the universe for you. But smack dab in the middle of your reading is this Wheel of Fortune. So there is definitely change coming in February. At first, you feel a little bit conflicted about something, but then everything kind of turns and changes towards a whole different new direction. This is good luck. This is good fortune. This is positivity. This is the universe ending and completing cycles with you. You know, and this is you literally being that King of Swords figure that you're used to being. Handling things in a very intellectual way. So this is handling change intellectually. Communicating what it is that is ended with you. Communicating your transformation. Communicating all that you've been through and what that means to you. And this could be, you know, you just finding out the truth of what you are now, of what all this change meant to you. And this could be changed from all of 2017. I mean, the Wheel of Fortune, it means a lot of things, but it's more so what you feel. It's more so what you feel throughout all this change. And it's happening at a more mental level for you, Aquarius. Now, don't feel conflicted about it. You know, this message starts out with a conflicted decision. And now this decision you make mentally, it could change your whole world. And don't worry, because you have the King of Swords. You have this intellectual energy to back you up. So, let's see. Oh, Aquarius! I cannot forget that you guys won. Let's keep these energies down there. So, I have to pull some extra cards for you guys because you guys had the most likes on your videos. So, this is my birthday gift to you guys. I just want to pull some indigo angel cards to get a better idea of what's going on for you guys. And these are different oracle cards, so this is going to give me a better idea. Is there any messages in here for Aquarius for February 2018, please? Aquarius, February 2018. Let's stop running from love, running from love. Let's stop, my baby. Let's stop running from love, running from love. Let's see here if there's any messages for Aquarius. Oh my, my, my. Any messages for Aquarius for February 2018? Oh, one card almost flipped over. They're trying to flip out. Okay, physical outlet. So this is coming up right underneath the two of swords. So you need a physical outlet for this mental stalemate, this kind of blocked mental energy. It's best if you have some sort of physical outlet for this. So this could be writing out your mental thoughts, or just creating a physical outlet, like communicating, whatever. Just don't keep the emotions locked in your mental space, because you need to be mentally clear, especially with all this change going on for you, Aquarius. So let's put a card underneath the Wheel of Fortune to see where these changes are kind of taking place with Aquarius this month in February. Wheel of Fortune, please. Another thing is, I think there's some sort of fire sign and earth sign, because we have the Queen of Wands over there and the King of Pentacles. So there's something there with this earth sign and fire sign in your life as well. Okay, so we have dreams coming up underneath Wheel of Fortune. So your dreams could be changing. You know, dreams is another word for subconscious. So you really want to pay attention to your dreams this month, Aquarius. If you have any strange dreams, there could be certain messages. So let's see what the King of Swords has to say. So physical outlet for sure. And we have shielding at the bottom of the deck. So you want to make sure that you're shielding and protecting your energy from certain harmful things. Okay, because your energy is very talked about right now. So it's interesting that we have freedom upside down. So I don't usually read reversals, but this energy is definitely showing me that some of you don't feel as free as you could be. And this is all coming up for the King of Swords. So you want to communicate the fact that you don't feel very free. You know, you feel kind of blocked and trapped in a certain situation. And you want to communicate to the universe, because we have pray coming out. So prayer is just a way to communicate with the universe, right? So this is coming out under the King of Swords. And then we have expression. So you definitely want to be communicating and expressing yourself. See, that could be your physical outlet. See, this is starting to make sense, that why things are changing, you know, and what you can do to get yourself out of this mentally blocked energy. If you don't know, I'm seeing that some of you are really going to experience something this month where you really don't know what to decide. Usually you're very, very well, you do very well with these swords, but the Two of Swords is not a really great energy to come up. You know, it's indecisiveness. It's a decision that you have to make. And if you don't make that decision, the universe is going to come in and try to help you. So the way to help that Two of Swords is a physical outlet. And your dreams could become a physical outlet for you this month as well. And also expression. So this is how you create that physical outlet for yourself during all this change this month, Aquarius, is through your dreams and through expression, expressing your dreams, express what you see and feel at a subconscious level, and praying to the universe, because you can manifest very, very strongly this month. And then, you know, the strongest thing I see here is communicating the fact that you don't feel very free. You know, right side up, this card is a very loving card. It's very free feeling. It's light. She's taking a risk. She's jumping. She's feeling free to do anything she wants. But, you know, if you take that meaning and reverse it, it means that you feel kind of stuck and kind of stagnant. I think that's the energy that you feel when you're feeling the Two of Swords. You know, that Two of Swords lady doesn't look too free to me either. So you are free, Aquarius. You know, you just might not be feeling too free mentally, because this is coming up with the King of Swords energy. So not only do you need to communicate and express that mentally, you also need to be communicating that and expressing that to the universe as well, in your mind and outside your mind, is what I meant to say there. You need to free up some mental space, because I see that, you know, your mind is pretty conflicted with all these different thoughts, you see. So what I'm going to do for you, Aquarius, is I'm going to place some of my spiritual rocks on top of this, because this is, you know, the energy that sticks out most to me. This King of Swords and this freedom upside down. It lets me know that Aquariuses are not feeling free mentally, and you guys are very mentally strong people. So I'm going to take some of my stones here and I'm going to place them on this freedom upside down, just so that you guys can kind of feel that energy there. And I want to place some cards on this Two of Swords as well, just to add a little bit of clarity. This is a white rock. It reminds me a lot of clarity and purity. So I'm going to place that on the Two of Swords as well, just as my way to kind of send you guys energy. And I want to ground, well, I guess I'll place this earthy rock here over by the King of Pentacles, just so that you can ground these energies, and so that the Pisces energy doesn't overwhelm you guys with feeling all these emotions. And there's this shielding over here as well. So I definitely want to send out shielding vibes to protect you. Anything that makes you feel mentally blocked or stuck, because that's just not true, Aquarius. I mean, this is a great time for you. I know that you're probably wanting to believe that, but there's just so much going on, and I think it'll get a lot easier if you learn some sort of physical outlet. And physical outlets come in so many different styles. So it's more about expressing your dreams right now, and expressing yourself through prayer, and expressing yourself mentally. Okay? So this is your reading for February, Aquarius. That was quite unique. I would definitely love some feedback from you guys, because, you know, that's what I get for trying to understand you aliens, because I really just, you know, it's not my, like, I don't know, I don't want to pry too much. So, you know, these are the messages I have for you, and as far as trying to understand it more, I think this is more so for you guys. You know, I think you guys are going to understand this more, because I'm not an Aquarius. I'm not going through these things exactly. Now, if this was the Pisces reading, I might sit a little longer and like literally try to figure it out, because that energy would apply to me and I wouldn't really understand it. I mean, I understand this to a certain degree, but what I'm trying to say is I think there's some sort of hidden message here for you that only you guys are going to know, because you guys can be quite mysterious. You know, a lot of people say Aquarius is the strangest zodiac sign. So, you know, there's definitely some strange shit going on here, Aquarius, and I done my best to offer you guidance, and these are the messages that came out for you. I do hope it was helpful and relatable. Now, if you guys didn't really enjoy this kind of reading, I just want you to know that in March, I'm going to go back to a little bit more structure. Not too much structure, because it'll be Pisces season, but a lot more structure than this. I know this was all over the place. I'm saying this to all the signs this month. It was definitely a little bit all over the place, but that's why I wanted to do these readings like this, because I think, to be honest with you, I think a lot of us are really all over the place right now. So why not have a truthful tarot message to match that energy? Like, we're all feeling a lot of different things. That's what happens when we're under eclipses and when we're going through, you know, endings of cycles and stuff like that. I mean, it really just brings up a lot of feelings and a lot of mental anguish. So I'm definitely sending you guys a lot of loving energy, and I hope you guys have a great birthday. I know a lot of your birthdays have already passed. But some of you still have birthdays to come, and if so, I do wish you a very happy birthday and a happy Valentine's Day. Hope you guys had a good Valentine's Day for those of you who celebrate. And I want to wish you a very powerful and helpful eclipse. Okay, it's really just about getting through that eclipse shift. And I want to wish you guys a happy February and a very, very blissful Pisces season. So you definitely have my energy helping you and guiding you as much as I can. You know, Pisces and Aquarius are right there hanging out in the zodiac wheel. We're kind of friends, so, you know, energetically, of course. And other than that, guys, I have all my information in my description box below if you want a personal reading or if you have any questions. I'm definitely open to talking to you guys this month. I'm always open to talking to you, but especially after this kind of a reading, if you need any extra guidance or if you have any questions or any feedback for me, then that would be just awesome. I would love to talk to you guys more. But I think that is it, Aquarius. I will talk to you guys a bit more in March. See ya.